What's going on, everybody? So Anthony Barr's Core Elite in Madden 18 has been released, and courtesy of MUTHEAD. And pretty much right now, what I'm looking at, I'm starting to understand exactly what's going to be happening in Madden 18 once again. Now, people have had questions about what about the speed threshold, what's going to be happening as far as the upgrades and stuff like that. And it looks like EA is again giving themselves space to make the players better. Will it happen? I don't know. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the ratings right now. The one thing that jumped out to me was the hands. Because, looking at that, they had the hot hands chemistry like Brian Urlacher and stuff like that in Madden 17. And it just really made them drop the ball more. So I wanted to see exactly where it was going. So I continued to look through the stats. And then I started to see things like he has a 70 catch. So why is his hands a 90? But then people are saying in the comments on MUTHEAD that that's the percentile that he's in. Like he's in a certain percentile with different ratings. I don't listen. If it's percentile, they need to say percentile within the actual ratings, because when you look at it, I'm just going look, I like to put things simple so that people don't have to guess a lot. So you see how they have the player traits. He's not clutch. But he has a high motor. Most of those things only really apply to franchise mode. So when you're looking at that from MUT, it doesn't really make a difference unless you're looking at a quarterback. If he has a trait where he's just always scared and awkward or whatever like that. Usually Cam Newton, they usually have Cam Newton very, very scared with some of his player traits and ready to throw the ball away into coverage for 6. But just looking at Anthony Barr's card, again, he has an 82 speed. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be the fastest linebacker anymore, but he'll probably be one of the mixtures of the height and speed. You know what I'm saying? As far as correlation for user control. Now, usering has changed. I've gone into that in several other videos as far as you can't hold the button anymore. You can't hold triangle if you're on PS4. You can't hold Y if you're on the Xbox One. So I've actually gone into that. You have to time it now. So depending on what player you use, it may come into, it may have an impact on what you're utilizing. I do think though that on competitive mode, the way that they're saying it, you may be able to get an interception if you lurk it mostly every time. To go back to taking advantage of the user skill. Again, I'm not absolutely sure yet because I have not played the game yet. So when I'm talking about it, I'm just going based on blogs, because the one thing I'll tell you is, with the way that EA's been blogging, my knowledge of reading and understanding concepts has gotten a lot better. So thank you for that, because it made me realize I don't really need gameplay. I can imagination. You know what I'm saying? Straight SpongeBob. Just use my imagination. You can figure out a lot of other things like that. So going through the rest of his stats, his jump is a 78. I don't even know what that's gonna mean. I don't think jumping has really mattered since back in the day with Madden 12, 13, when Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie was jumping through the stadium. You guys remember that? Hit power, 82. Okay, block shed. I don't know who's really gonna rush Anthony Barr on the D line, but it is what it is. But the catch in traffic is a 60. His spec catch is a 57. So we have to see it. Also, if you go through MUTHEAD's ratings of Anthony Barr, you'll see that they are still doing a lot of chemistry. But even though they said it's not going to be as focused as it was, I think it was too much work for them to have to do all that chemistry. So it's going to be a part of the game, but just not a real emphasis to the cards. But you will be able to upgrade some cards as the year goes throughout. Obviously, they're starting them off pretty low just to give it a chance to go upwards. So I can see him, probably with an ultimate ticket or a golden ticket or something like that, getting up to a 95 speed by the time Madden 18 is over. So I wouldn't be shocked by this. All right, don't worry about it. I think it's going to be fine. Calm down. They're still, they're still releasing cards and stuff like that. I still think he's the dominant user in Madden overall. So we'll go ahead and wait and see what's going on. It's only a couple days before EA Access. We'll start to see actual gameplay, plus from other YouTubers as well. Let me know what you're thinking about this Anthony Barr. Subscribe, share. One love.